the third injection in the one joint. But I want them to do the joint that they did the last time again, because that seems to be the problem area. So the eyeball is up on the screen. I didn't get a notification yet, but there's all kinds of problems with Facebook, man, especially with the business page, with the meta page.
They keep changing it around.
Yes.
Right? And then you're like, wait a second, this is how I used to do this, and now I can't do this anymore. Now you can't
do it, and it's crazy. And like last week, I couldn't get a picture to post. So Facebook is giving us trouble, and it's the meta. It's that meta business suite. It's jacked up, and it doesn't work right. They keep moving stuff around.
Right, like you used to be able to do it on the regular Facebook, but then some stuff you got to go to the meta suite.
Yes. Do you do any Facebook stuff for Wolf Baldwin and Associates?
A little bit, not very much. We have somebody that does most of our social media posts for us.
Yeah,
a third-party company.
Right. We have Jen Seville up at Glocker. She's our social media coordinator, and I've been talking to her for the past couple of days, and she's saying, it's jacked up.
Yeah, confusing.
If you are watching the show, please make a comment in the chat. Let us know that you are watching and hearing us and listening to us, et cetera, et cetera.
Tell us you like us. Tell us you hate us. Whatever. We'll take it all.
Doesn't matter. We'll take it. I'm going to take the overlay down. People should know that we're here. We're streaming live to YouTube at Porchcast Pottstown and Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate on Facebook. Those are the two channels which we stream Porchcast Pottstown. I got an email or a message on Facebook today. Somebody was asking, where's the best place to watch past episodes of YouTube or of Porchcast?
They must be really bored.
And it's YouTube. It's another real estate agent. I didn't recognize
Is he
him.
trying to steal your secrets?
Maybe. Little does he know. Elizabeth Harper is saying, welcome back, Amy.
Hello. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in,
Elizabeth
miss me? Harper. Here's what I'm going to say. I did not miss you because I saw how much fun that you were having.
Thank you.
You would not have had as much fun with me if you were back here. You know what I mean? So yes. I tried not to be selfish and didn't miss you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, Ray Amori. Hello.
Yes.
How are you? Ray Amori's with Adele Home Services. If you need a professional electrician and home repair guy, I would highly recommend giving Ray Amori a call.
He's your guy.
He's your guy. Elizabeth Harper is saying she was envious of your whiskey tours.
So I don't particularly care for whiskey, but it was still interesting. And it's so beautiful. Everything in Scotland looks like a fairy tale. It's just ridiculous. It's beautiful in a way, like, I've been to a lot of beautiful places, very, very grateful. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Japan. Japan was beautiful. I've been to a lot of beautiful places in the United States. Scotland is just beautiful in a very, very different way.
Right.
With the hills and it's basically volcano. It's built on a volcano. So it's created by volcano and glaciers.
Okay.
So the topography is really, really interesting.
Right.
And, just gorgeous. And it is absolutely true what they say about the people in Scotland being really, really nice.
Yeah.
They're ridiculously nice. Yeah.
And
there's a lot of sheep there. We saw more sheep than people.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Tons.
I guess especially like in the more rural areas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When we were in Islay for the whiskey tour, which is a one of the outer islands on the west side of Scotland. And it was really, I think on the whole island, there's like 3,000 people. Most of them are involved in the whiskey.
Really?
Production. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, stuff. There's people digging peat. There's people working at the distilleries. There's bottlers. There's truckers. There's, everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so you had any of you on the tour? Because you went with some other No-Hannahs.
Yes.
The Francises and the Canes.
Yes.
Had anybody from the group ever been to Scotland before?
No. So I don't think so.
Okay.
I know Sue had been in England at the time of the Queen's Silver Jubilee, the 25th. So that was interesting that she was there. at the time of the Silver Jubilee and then at the time of the Queen's passing. Or as they say in Scotland, when we were there, nobody wanted to say that the Queen had passed or that she died or say the word funeral. They said, so some roads are closed because of the current situation.
Oh,
or
really?
because of what's going on right now, you might find that some attractions are closed.
Wow.
We're like, you can say it. It's been on the news. Everyone knows that she passed.
Wow.
It was just a very broad stroke way of not directly saying the Queen is dead.
So
we just found that interesting.
It's like when they talked about when the English and the Northern Irish were fighting, they called it the Troubles.
The Troubles. Yeah, it's like talk about glossing it over, right?
Yeah, right.
So we learned a lot about. We watched a bunch of Scotland movies before we left, and
Like Train Spotting.
No, we did not watch Train Spotting. Real uplifting. And then our tours, the tours that we were on, of course, they talked about a lot of Scottish history. I can't keep any of it straight, other than the Scottish were fighting the English. That's pretty much it.
That's about it.
They were trying to fight for their freedom and trying to keep the British royalty out.
Yeah, there was a guy named Bruce or something.
That's about it. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad that you guys like the pictures. I always feel weird about like bombarding people with pictures, but I put them up as much for myself as for anybody else, so that you can look back and remember. And I do try to caption everything. So that people would see what it was that we're looking at. So
I followed as many of the pictures as I could, and I looked at a lot of stuff, and it looked like a super interesting tour. Ray Amori saying that his mom's from Scotland.
Yeah.
I have some Scottish heritage, but I don't know much about my Scottish family names or anything like that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fair to say I have zero Scottish. I did try haggis.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
How was it?
It's Scottish scrapple, really.
Yeah, it's got like oats and barley and stuff in it, right?
Yes, and it was served a lot. It really looked like scrapple. It was like in a patty.
Okay.
And then so like the full Scottish breakfast is like,
oh my God,
meat,
some baked beans,
an egg maybe.
Yeah.
They'll throw a little watercress on there just for something green. And also there was sautéed mushrooms and like a grilled tomato. I was like, this is super healthy. There's 2 vegetables on this breakfast.
Yeah. Kelly Horvat is saying hello.
Hi.
Joe Rusevich is saying hello. Thanks for tuning in. Keep those comments coming. We love the comments. We love the likes. We love the shares. If you go into the full screen on your browser or on your mobile device, that is what allows you to light that like and heart button up the way Trinita Lindsay does. We love it when somebody does that too.
Yes.
So don't forget to help us out, spread the word about Porchcast Pottstown and all the great things that we have going on in our community. Today we have a veritable butt ton of news and updates.
So much.
But before we get to that, here was my question for you. The whole trip looked beautiful. How long were you gone? 10 days?
We left on the 8th and got back on the 18th. So 10 days.
10 days.
And then you lose a couple days in the air.
Yeah, traveling.
Yep.
And then jet lag maybe.
Yeah.
What was your highlight of the vacation? Like, what was the most memorable event?
So I have 2 highlights.
Okay.
One Scotland related and one completely personal. So my friend Andrea, who lives in Wales, she and I have been friends for like 11 years, and we've never met in person.
No kidding.
So she flew up to Edinburgh.
Is she a girl with guts?
No, I met her actually before Girls with Guts even existed.
Okay.
But we met online, and we've been friends for 11 years. And so she flew up to Edinburgh to meet us. And
wow, that was super nice of her.
It was like, I'm not going to get emotional or choked up, but it was pretty amazing to finally meet in person after being friends for so long.
Yeah.
So that was an absolute dream. And I was so grateful that she did that, and spent a couple of days with us in Edinburgh. So that was really, really cool.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So that was highlight number one.
That was total highlight for me. I just want to say, like, generally, like, the landscape is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't just pinpoint one thing. Like, Loch Lomond was beautiful and Glencoe was beautiful, and it just the landscape, because it's so different than anything else, that I just love. Like, I like, how many pictures can I take of a rocky hill with sheep on it? Apparently a million.
Because every angle's like a new
and then we really lucked
angle.
out with the weather, which was great because our luggage never made it, so I didn't have my rain boots. But the weather, they say in Scotland, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, and it's absolutely true. It's
Right.
cloudy and overcast, and then the sun comes in, or it's sunny, and then a storm comes in. It just changes really rapidly. So it makes for a lot of really cool pictures when you've got like low dark clouds, a little bit of sun peeking through. It just everything looks like a fairy tale with all the castles. There's a castle like every 5 seconds. Like there's castles all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's like when I was in college, we were supposed. Well, the rugby team went. I was on rugby team.
They love them some rugby there.
They love rugby.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to go to Ireland, but I got hurt, and the college.
Wait, you got hurt playing rugby?
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
No kidding. Yeah. The college rules were hurt players can't travel, so I didn't get to go. But the one thing that I wanted to do the most was go see a castle. Right?
Yep.
You read about them and you see about them, and there's movies, and I was kind of into that kind of stuff when I was a kid. That's the one thing that I would really like to do one day is get over to Europe and see a castle.
Well, Scotland is lousy with them. Like, I mean, they're old. They're old. They're old. And
some of them go back to the Roman times.
Yes. And so we went to one place that we went to Rosslyn Chapel, which a lot of people are familiar with from the Da Vinci Code.
Yes.
But on that day, we went to Melrose Abbey, which was built in 600. 600. And before that, there had been Romans there. So there's some Roman ruins that were excavated from that site. And then there 600. Matt, I mean, that's
you have to do Porch gas math for that. 1,700 years ago.
Something like that. Yeah. So just, ridiculously old. We think when, somebody's got a house that, Ron's house was built in the late 1700s. That's old for here.
Right.
They're like, hold my beer, hold my whiskey. Here's a abbey that was built in 600.
A Roman centurion built my house.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. So, I mean, I'm sure you could talk for another 10 days about your experiences there. We have a pretty good amount of people watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for putting up your comments in the chat. We do like that.
There we go.
We have a ton of news and events, and we have to I could go to Stokesay Castle, but that's not exactly what I'm going for. I've been to some castle-like things here in the United States, and I've been to Bermuda, and they have that fort at the top of at Bermuda. I think it's in Hamilton. I've been to that kind of stuff, but that's not the same as a European castle. Right. It's just not the same.
And some of the castles, like we have a friend that's in Scotland right now. We didn't get to go to Stirling Castle. She went to Stirling Castle today. So they're all preserved, and they've got, you can tour around in them, and there's furniture and everything. And then some of the castles, like the one that we saw out off of, I think we were at Ardbeg Distillery, and there was a castle out on this little jut of land, and it was just crumbling down, falling down. It looked like that scene in Highlander, when the castle's like all falling down. Really, really old, probably from the 1500s.
Right.
So there's a lot of castles and castle ruins that you can just see, but they're not preserved and maintained and furnished and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a pretty good amount of people watching. We have several of our Porchtonians that are engaged in the chat. Thanks for doing that.
Yes.
And I'm sure once we get into news and events and updates, that's going to spark off some more conversation. So let's start ripping into it.
Elizabeth says there can be only one. Yes. I mean, Highlander it's just a horribly great movie. Or a greatly horrible movie.
Yeah,
I don't know. Christopher Lambert, not a fantastic actor,
classic.
but I've seen it a million times.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys, there's so much going on in Pottstown. So much. So not in any particular order. Does everybody have their date books out? You can write down what you want to do.
And I'm going to throw up as many links as I
link
can.
It up. All right. Is Trinita here? I'm seeing hearts and likes. Hearts and likes.
Nice.
Keep doing that. Thank you.
Every time people do that, I can literally see the numbers jump up again. Like, seriously, Trinita just did that. 2 more people.
Well, we don't know that it was Trinita.
Well, whoever's doing it, keep doing it. It does work.
Yes. All right. This weekend coming up. So I did really try to focus on this weekend, and then I have a couple of things going into October, but most of this is just for the next few days. This weekend is the last Saturday of the month. So, of course, there is the mini stand down for vets in Memorial Park. If you are a veteran, you can go down to Memorial Park between 10 and 12, rain or shine, clothing, a hot meal, and more. That is the Veterans Coalition of Pennsylvania. And if you're a veteran in a need of a meal or any sort of resource, that's the last Saturday of every month down at Memorial Park.
Right.
This weekend happens to be the Veterans Island Community Day. So that's from 11 to 1. So the stand down is from 10 to 12, but then the Community Day is from 11 to 1. And if you've not been down to Veterans Island, folks, check it out. They've been doing a lot of work down there. It's really beautifully maintained. It's a beautiful memorial and place to honor our veterans here in Pottstown.
They need help. Mike Murphy talks to me on a regular basis. He is our veteran liaison for Porchcast Pottstown, and they need all the help that they can get. If you're not physically able to go down there and work, they are taking donations. So please contact the folks at Veterans Island Project if you would like to get involved. I put contact information for them up on the screen and in the chat. I think you might talk about it. They're having that flyover. There's going to be 4.
Oh, is that? I only have this. Yeah. I didn't have any detail.
Well, the flyover is coming down the pike. That's in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. It's not this weekend at the Community Day?
No. Okay. But since we're talking about it, there's opportunity to sponsor the flyover. I think the flyover is going to be on the 24th. That's this weekend.
That's this weekend.
Yeah. So the flyover is this weekend. Mm-hmm. They're also doing that teardrop presentation.
Award.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know who's getting that award?
Ed Conbeer is one of them.
Okay.
And I can't remember the other 2 names.
I don't know who that is, but the name sounds kind of familiar.
I knew, there was Ed Conbeer Sr. and Ed Conbeer Jr. So I know Ed Conbeer Jr. because I went to high school with him. So I'm not sure if it's which one is I'm not sure if it's the son or the father. But anyway, that they are taking sponsorships and what do you call that? Donations, because each one of those planes costs $1,000 to put in the air.
To do a flyover?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. With fuel and paying the pilots and transportation costs and everything else, it's $1,000 for each plane. So what do they do?
They just zip around?
Yeah, they're going to do a lost man formation where the one plane breaks off.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be very moving.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
All right, Amy Wolf is having a hot flash. I got to open the door.
Are you?
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. I put links to Veterans Island Project up in the comments, and what I wanted to say was that you can go back after the show and click on those links and go over to their Facebook page, or you can write down their information because it's handy dandy up on the screen.
I love that new ticker, Matt.
The ticker is kind of cool.
It's so
I'm messing around with it a little bit.
That's part of that software that we use?
Yeah, so there's a software update on Restream, and it now includes a news ticker.
I love it.
I like it. I'm messing around with it today. Mm-hmm. It's cool.
Very cool. All right. Again, in no particular order, Wednesday, September 28th at 6:30 at the middle school, or Thursday, September 29th at 4 p.m. at Barth Elementary School. There is a school safety open house.
Yes.
School returning the right student to the right parent when things go wrong.
Yeah. That's specifically the talk that they're going to be given. So like in case of an emergency and there's a school evacuation, they're going to go over the policies for how you reunite with your kid or your family or whatever. Yeah. And I'm sure since it's a school safety meeting, if you have some other questions and concerns about school safety, that might be the proper venue to raise them.
Yep. Pottstown School District invites parents and guardians to attend one of two school safety town hall meetings to learn about the school district reunification method and other safety protocols. Reunification is a process where students are reunited with their families after being evacuated from the school during an emergency, such as a natural disaster or a crisis at or near the school. I hope that we never, ever need these things, but it is very good that they are doing this planning and letting people know what's going to happen during those very unlikely situations.
I'm going to try to post that flyer up to Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. I just did a quick Google search. I'm not seeing anything specifically coming up posted on the interwebs.
Okay.
But I did get the flyer sent to me from the school district.
Right.
Because I am a school district parent.
Yeah.
I'll try to post that flyer up after the show so people could take a look at it.
All right. Yep. So that is Wednesday, September 28th, 6:30 at the middle school, or Thursday, the 29th at 4 p.m. at Barth Elementary School.
There you go.
Which is where my child went, and we loved it. King Street cleanup. Hobart's Run is having a King Street area cleanup. This is Saturday from 10 to 12. 500 to 600 blocks of King Street and nearby streets. Meet at Victory Christian Life Center, 28 North Washington. That's right across from the old Washington House Hotel, right? Is that what?
Yeah,
that
it's right at the corner of King and Washington Street.
Gloves and tools will be provided. There's going to be food for the volunteers at the cleanup's conclusion, and they get 20 or 30 people out there.
Yeah.
You'd be really able to clean up a lot.
I know that the Bickelmans, Paul and Rob Bickelman, are regular watchers of the show. They're going to be out there because they own a rental property in that neighborhood.
Those blocks, yeah.
Yep. So they're going to be out to try to help clean up in the neighborhood around the property that they own.
Great.
I'm
going to try to get down there myself.
Yeah. Kenny Butler is a regular watcher of he's a Porchtonian, and he is one of the pastors
at Victory Life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great church. They're very active in the community. I'll always have to give a shout out to the pastor Reggie Brooks, who is now deceased, unfortunately, but Reggie Brooks gave me a big boost when I was starting my real estate business.
Very nice. Very nice. So come on out from 10 to 12, meet at Victory Christian Life Center at the corner of Washington and King. And even if you can only come out for half an hour, do you know how much stuff you can pick up in half an hour? A lot.
I remember when Nicole Matz from the Rotary sponsored the cleanup down on High Street.
Yeah, that was just kind of like a quick, ad hoc thing.
And they had about 40 people out.
Wow.
And I cleaned, in about an hour. I stayed down there for about an hour. I swept the entire block, the south side of High Street between the New York store and the parking lot in an hour.
Yeah.
I swept the whole thing down. And Jay Morris was down there. He's our artistic liaison here on Porchcast Pottstown. Jay went in Buttonwood Alley on the north side and had like 3 or 4 big bags of trash picked up.
I'll go out front here and I'll do High Street or Hanover Street, just out outside and the other side of the street, just in this one block between Walnut and Beach. And it takes me like a half an hour, and I'll come back with a full bag. Yeah. Yeah. And then I'll come down on Walnut Street a little bit, and stuff goes around the corner. Okay.
And that's Hobart's Run, right?
Hobart's Run is sponsoring that. Yep.
Now they're going to be coming on the show. Hobart's Run.
Yes.
That's an announcement that we can make. They have to pick a date.
What date?
Sometime in October. I gave them 2 dates in October.
I think you put it on the calendar. Didn't you send me an invite for that?
I did, because I was trying to get them commit to the 20th.
Yeah.
Because that's right before their Edgewood Art Fair.
Right.
So they're going to confirm that date, and they're going to come in and sit down with us and let us know all the great things that Hobart's runs up to.
Wonderful.
Speaking of trash, I might as well make this announcement too. Speaking of trash, this is kind of trash related. We're going to be bringing in Anissa Jones from Pottstown Cluster of Religious Communities to start addressing some of the issues with the community meal and some of the issues that are revolved around the citations that were issued to the 2 churches on High Street. And Anissa Jones is going to bring us up to speed. So maybe we can
dispel some myths.
Yes, have people can answer questions. Yeah. And Anissa is going to bring us up to speed with a plan that's being developed in order to address the community's concerns.
That's great. You were telling me a little bit about that before we came on the air, and really good stuff.
She is pumped to be on the show.
She sounds really dynamic from what you were telling me before we came on the air.
She's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Great. Elizabeth Yoder says, Matt, I've seen you sweep.
I used to clean
Elizabeth Harper says she cleans up her block. It really does not take long. Elizabeth, what neighborhood do you live in?
I know. I'll let her answer since we can get another comment up in the chat.
I mean, you don't have to tell me exactly where you live, but like, what hood do you live in? Do you live in like the No-Hano? Do you live on the east side, the west side? Like what, north? Okay. this is a great band. Bunch of Funk is playing at Rivet on Friday, September 30th. They are fantastic. So check that out. There's Rivet has a lot of stuff going on. They're part of the Montgomery County Jazz Fest. Am I using the right? Is that what it's?
Yes, it's the Montco Jazz Fest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, Benny Sims played there last night. A couple of blocks out the middle school. Gotcha.
I mean, they're having national acts.
I know.
Benny Sims is a national touring act,
Yes.
right?
He's great. He's a Pottstown grad, and he always brings in a great crowd. I understand it was sold out last night. I've seen him several times, and he's great. So Bunch of Funk is going to be there on Friday, September 30th. They are super fun. Really, really great.
I'm going to search up Rivet and put a link up to them.
Yeah,
in the,
they have something for everybody. Did you know that Harry Dean was in the Bloodhound Gang?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mikey Faison.
Yeah, and so he's a super nice guy, Harry, who owns and runs Rivet, which is one of my favorite places. They have a lot of different kinds of bands. They have a lot of this like funk and jazz, and then they have like hip hop, and they've got DJs and they've got live
Comedians.
bands. It's like really.
Yeah. I think the one thing, too, that's impressing me about us participating in the Montco Jazz Festival is that Pottstown has 2 venues.
Yes.
So it's not just Rivet, but Red Horse Motor Club is hosting some of these shows as well.
Right. And who is, do you know who the organization is that's kind of
I don't
like putting on the Montco Jazz Fest?
I'm going to Google that right now.
I'm doing it too. Let's see who can come up with it first. Art Montco Weekend Jazz Fest. Is it? I don't know.
Here it is. Came
Yeah.
right up. Yeah, Benny Sims at Art Fusion. The Norman Taylor Trio is playing tonight at Red Horse Motoring
Nice.
Club from
That sounds
7
lovely.
to 11:30. That's 132 East High Street. So if you're looking for some live music tonight, and the price of the ticket was pretty reasonable. I think it was $10.
So this is new, the first ever Montco Jazz Fest. So this is a brand new thing.
Cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
I'm going to put up the link to the Jazz Festival article on Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. So that's a link that will take you off of Facebook to the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board, and you can learn more about the Montco Jazz Festival.
Yes.
I think this is kind of a big deal for us.
Oh, wait. Am I wrong? Is Benny Sims playing tomorrow? I might have gotten that incorrect.
Hold on. Let me get the...
yes. I'm sorry. Benny Sims is playing tomorrow.
And then the other guy, that Norman something trio, that's tonight at Red Horse.
At Red Horse. Yeah.
And,
Fantastic.
Red Horse is doing a lot of stuff. Red Horse also helps sponsor a lot of the stuff that goes on with the Veterans Island Project.
Yeah. Hey,
They're
did you
a big
get down to the
contributor.
car show, the Porsche Audi?
I did. And it was huge.
That was a really, really big event. I don't know if people really realize how big that was.
There was 2 cars that were unveiled there for
Yes.
the first time in the world.
And
it's the first time anybody saw those cars.
That's crazy.
Here in Pottstown.
Yep. And there were so many people from out of town.
Yeah.
So many people. That was some undertaking. I being involved with Pottstown Go Forth, when I look at things like that, I look at it from a logistical point of view and what it takes to pull off an event like that, and how much coordination there needs to be. And kudos to those guys that organized it. So, all right. So Rivet, check out Rivet.
Yeah.
And check out everything that's going on there. They got a lot of great shows and reasonable. Most of the tickets are $8, $10, $12.
Right. If you Google these words, Montgomery County Jazz Festival, one of the first things that comes up on Google is the entire list of events. You can see the entire list of shows that are available here in Montgomery County, if you're so inclined.
Right. And some of them not too far from home.
No.
All right, I'm going out of order here. October 22nd is Edgewood Eddie's Art Fair and cleanup. So you know the drill. Regular Pottstown, Porchcast Pottstown viewers will know exactly what that entails. So that is Saturday, October 22nd from 10 to 3. And if you would like to be a vendor, you can get in touch with Bronwyn, and we can put you in touch with her. And over there and put your gloves on and clean up a little bit, and then start your holiday shopping.
Right on.
Yes. Hobart. So that our friends from Hobart's Run are involved in that with Edgewood Cemetery. And then Hobart's Run is also having their annual Run by the River on Sunday, November 13th. That's a 5K for you running type of people. And that is, let me see what this is about.
I'm putting a link up to the Hobart's Run's website. So again, this link's going to take you off of Facebook, but is going to take you to Hobart's Run, and you can see all the things that they have going on.
Lots of stuff in this fall. So this the run is on November 13th, and it is their primary fundraiser for their neighborhood improvement initiatives. So this is one of their big fundraisers that they have. They are still looking for sponsors and looking for runners to register to run.
I have sponsored that in the past. I'm surprised they didn't send me a reminder. I'll have to.
It's in November, so maybe they're still working on that.
Yeah,
it's another 8 weeks away or so. So
I
if
got
you
a super nice pen.
A pen?
Yeah, it was, but it wasn't just a pen. It was like a really.
Not all pens are created equal, right?
It was a really nice one with like a wood thing.
Oh,
yeah,
fancy.
It was fancy. It was nice.
Fancy. Very nice. So Hobart's Run sponsors a lot of initiatives, facade improvement grants. They've got some business incentives for businesses that want to open in the Hobart's Run district. Kathy was talking to us about that, there's properties that are available and there are grants that are available for people that want to start a business. Most of them are in that block there on High Street, like between my office and Kime Street. And place to open a business, you got that captive audience right there at the Hill School, which is the people will come down the hill, support your business.
Yeah, there's a couple of deep pockets up there that might have some money to spend.
Let's get a little coffee shop going. Let's get like a noodle house happening up there.
I have a house for sale in Hobart's Run. That's at 766 Queen Street. That is a fully renovated 4-bedroom, 2 full bath house. And you can get a $5,000 grant to help purchase that home from Hobart's Run.
There you go.
So if you are living
and that's a nice neighborhood over there.
It's right behind
Tracy
the
Purdy's been
post
taking a
office.
lot of pictures on Queen Street lately and posting them. Yeah.
This house is right behind the post office. You can see Wolf Baldwin and Associates from the front door.
Right.
And it's quiet because the only people that really go back in that block are the ones that live there.
Yeah, and during the day, I mean, the post office takes up a big chunk of that block.
Yes.
On the facing Queen Street from High Street. So you know what you got.
Right. You don't have to worry about parking.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nobody's going to park you up.
Yeah. So Elizabeth Harper says it's a beautiful house.
It's super nice. Everything's been redone and brought up to modern codes or exceeds modern codes. Check it out. You can find it just by Googling 766 Queen Street, or you can go to glocker.com.
And so if you've got kids, that's probably Rupert over there, right?
That is Rupert. So that would be our buddy Matt Moyer. Yeah. So check it out. If you're living in a rental situation right now and you want to buy a house, the grant is specifically for those types of people.
Coming out of rent,
that are moving into home ownership, get $5,000. All you have to do is take a tour of Hobart's Run and agree that if you leave the house before 5 years, you have to pay back.
Got it.
Every year, $1,000 falls off.
Yeah.
Not, take a tour.
Yeah, I would hope that most people.
I'd get $5,000.
All right, wait, hold on, sign me up. All right, this weekend, Sunday, September 25th, from 11 to 2:30, they are having a jazz brunch at JJ Radigan's. Frank DiBasolo, jazz duo. That sounds really cool. Sunday from 11 to 2:30. So more great jazz right here in Pottstown. Sunday brunch at JJ Radigan's. This Friday's the 23rd. Yeah, that's tomorrow. 7:30 to 10:30. They're having a DJ at the Elks Club.
Nice.
So I'm guessing that you don't have to be a member to go to that. But you can go to the Elks Club, Pottstown Elks Club, Lodge 814. and check that out.
Somebody's asking me, Kenyatta Lewis. That's a good question. What's the average cost of a home in that area? So we just
did you do like comps?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about.
No, you're right. That's how we did it. You know what I mean? I try to be as scientific as possible, right? Because you don't want to overprice a home.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So we sold another property that's very similar on 556 King Street, which is just a few blocks away from that. We sold that home for $235,000.
In the 500 block of King Street.
That's correct. And then on the 1200 block of Queen Street, 1212 Queen Street, which is right behind the old hospital.
Yes.
We sold another rehabbed twin in that block for $235,000. Right. And then there was another comp up in the north end. It was a rehab twin, not rehab, but very well maintained twin. That one sold for $240,000.
Right. So I guess there's a lot of factors that, is it a twin? Is it a single? Is it rehabbed? Is it not rehabbed? Right.
These are fully rehabbed properties. I mean, everything is new electric, new plumbing, new paint, new carpet. So
you're walking in
floor.
And you don't have to do
Nothing.
There's no fixer upper here.
Move in.
Yep. Yeah.
So, and I will say this, Kenyatta, to kind of answer your question as well. The last time I checked, the overall average home price in the borough of Pottstown, this includes all types of properties.
Everything, right.
Is about $190,000.
Really?
Which is up over
considerable
20% over the past 3 years.
I'm surprised it's that high, Matt.
Yes.
I really am.
190.
That's great.
I was impressed by that.
Yeah.
So for what that property is, we have it priced about right.
So can you get a home for less in Pottstown? Yes. Are you going to have to do a lot of work on it?
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, too. We are going to be doing a price reduction on that home.
Oh.
So keep your eye on it because we're going to be
price to sell.
We're bringing it down.
Which is not common right now.
Not common at all.
Great. Check it out. And do you have a lot of pictures or like one of those
I got a drone.
You got drones all up in that, John?
Yeah. Check it out. I put a link up to Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. That's my Facebook page, or excuse me, my web page. And the link to the listing is there, and you can check out the video. You can see the pictures. There's floor plans, the whole 9 yards.
Nice. All right, back to activities. Monday, September 26th from 5 to 7 on the main floor of the Pottstown Regional Public Library. Autumnal Adult Puzzle Night. Is that for autumnal adults? Or is it autumnal puzzles for adults?
Maybe both.
Join us for an evening of autumn-themed puzzles. Patrons can join as an individual or team and will have a 2-hour period to complete their chosen puzzle. Puzzles will be provided. The winner and runner-up will receive a $20 gift card. Well, that sounds like kind of fun for you puzzlers. Excellent. Another brunch. The last Saturday of the month over at Soul Joel's at Sunnybrook. If you have not been over to Soul Joel's yet, check it out.
Is pumpkin spice included with the puzzles?
Well, it does say autumnal, so it might be a pumpkin spice puzzle. I don't know.
That's a great question.
Legs and Eggs drag brunch at Soul Joel's at Sunnybrook on the last Saturday of the month. So we have arrived, folks. We have drag brunch. So Soul Joel's has their outdoor comedy dome, and there's tons of stuff going on there all the time. And then they also have, I'm going to assume that this is going to be inside. It's $45. It includes brunch and bottomless mimosas and bloodies. So get your Uber home, folks. Bottomless bloodies and mimosas and a fabulous show. That does sound really fun.
That's awesome.
Soul Joel's. He's doing a lot of stuff over there at Sunnybrook. Super excited about that.
If I went to it when it was in Royersford.
The drag brunch?
Yeah. No, not the drag brunch. I just went to Soul Joel's and had a great time.
Yep.
We interviewed Joel Richardson, who's the owner, on my Cast at Glocker show. And if now that it's here in town, people who didn't get a chance to see it when it was in Royersford should definitely go down to Sunnybrook and check it out.
Yeah, he seems like he's on the ball. Seems like a super nice guy, really excited, doing a lot of stuff. Very, very cool place. I was really impressed with the dome out there.
Yeah, I put up a link to Soul Joel's at Sunnybrook to their Facebook page, so you can go over to their Facebook page.
We saw Aunt Mary Cat a few weeks ago. It was really fun. It was really fun.
That dude cracks. I know that my pronouns are all over the place. I'm sorry.
I don't think there is a correct pronoun for Aunt Mary Pat.
I'm going for this one. That John.
Yeah.
Is funny. And the beard,
yes,
the 6 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, it's more than that.
It touches it the whole thing off.
Yes, it's great. Great. Another breakfast this weekend, the 25th at the Elks Club. So the last Sunday of every month, the Elks has breakfast buffet. It's $12. And special price for first responders, open to the public 8 to 11. Who's even up by 11 on a Sunday? On the 25th at the Elks Club. A bunch of stuff here from the Pottstown Athletic Club, which is right around the corner, as we like to say in Pottstown parlance. You got to say what it used to be. It's at the Armory, right?
Yeah. I'm muting my mic sometimes because there's a little background noise, and it brings your mic up.
Okay.
If my mic's muted,
am I being too loud?
No. Okay. I'm muting my mic so if there's a little bit of delay in me responding to you, it's because I'm turning my mic back on.
Gotcha. So the Pottstown Athletic Club has a bunch of stuff. They've got that dragon boat team. So one of the people on our tour, on our whiskey distillery tour, they were from Ohio, and she said she was traveling around next year. She said, do you know what a dragon boat is? I said, do I know what a dragon boat is? Yes. And we have a dragon boat team here in Pottstown, believe it or not.
That pool?
What? Yes, that's fine.
That dragon boat, they have a pool inside of the Armory.
Yeah.
That dragon boat training pool is the only one like it in the entire East Coast.
Really?
So Rob Matthews, who runs Pottstown Athletic Club, has elite dragon boat athletes from all over the East Coast
that coming
in to train there. Yeah.
Right
he
here
brings
in Pottstown.
them all up and down the East Coast. People and rowers that have competed on the world stage train here in Pottstown.
Right. Pottstown is full of surprises.
It's got some stuff going on.
So they've got a bunch of dragon boat events coming up, including a fundraiser on October 27th from 6 to 9 at JJ Radigan's. So my friend Bobby asked me to share that in support of the Pottstown Dragon Warriors, hosted by JJ Radigan's. That is October 27th, which is a Thursday from 6 to 9. So you can check that out and support a good cause. And I think Enid is also involved in dragon boating.
She is. And I spoke to her and the coordinator for the dragon boats. I can't think of that guy's name off the top of my head. I spoke with them at the Go Forth picnic.
Okay.
And we're going to have them on. I just need to get in touch with them to nail down a date. They have a lot of stuff going on. They're looking for athletes.
Yeah.
They're looking for sponsors.
Yeah, they have a whole list of stuff going on.
Yeah, so I'm going to bring them on so that they can tell us about what's going on with Pottstown Dragon Boats.
Yeah, dig it. Bobby asked if we wanted to do like a live thing on the 27th. I said, I'm not sure. We don't do so well with on location, but I'm going to be out of town that day anyway, so I don't know. I told them I'd talk to you about it. But check that out. Sunday, September 25th at the Alt House Arboretum, one of our favorite places.
Yeah.
So this is Sunday at 6:30. They are having a movie, Hocus Pocus, which is everybody's favorite fall Halloween fun movie. So that is at 6:30. A movie starts at 7 at the Alt House Arboretum. $5 per person. It's free for kids 5 and under. And that supports the Pottsgrove Marching Band. So that sounds like a fun autumnal thing to do. BYO Pumpkin Spice. Also at...
The pumpkin beers are going to be coming out. Pumpkin is one that my buddy Mark Breyer really likes. That's been out now for over a month.
Even though it's like still summer out there. It starts to feel like fall now, though. It feels nice.
And it's Oktoberfest. September is Oktoberfest.
That's
So
confusing.
I know it is. So all the Oktoberfest beers are coming out.
Right.
Yeah.
Green Allies presents their annual gala. That's on October 1st, 5 o'clock. That is also at Althouse Arboretum. And celebrating Green Allies through the life of our founding board member and past president, Rich Roller, who never missed an opportunity to wear a bow tie. So that is their annual gala and fundraiser, October 1st at the Althouse Arboretum. Althouse Arboretum also has Parents' Night Out. Listen up, parents. Ditch your kids for a night.
This. Yeah.
5 to 9. This is tomorrow night. Parents' Night Out is a chance for parents to drop off their kids at the Arboretum for an evening of fun while the parents get to enjoy a quiet evening out. The children will enjoy games, evening hikes, and scavenger hunts. A pizza dinner will be provided for all children. $18 for the first child, $12 for each sibling. That's probably cheaper than getting a babysitter these days, right? September, well, let me talk about this weekend. Again, Sunday, my gosh, how are you guys going to find time to do all of this stuff?
So I'm bringing everybody up to speed. Just so you know, we've now been talking about news and events
for half an hour. I know.
Hold on, dude.
A couple of little sidebars, but mostly news and events. September 25th, that's Sunday, 12 to 5, craft fair at the Alley. They have those once a month. Friday, September 30th. One of these days, I'm going to get to the Cosmic Art Studio because that looks like some freaky deaky stuff there, like in a kind of cool, funky way, right?
So can we make a deal? When you go, can I come with you?
Yes.
All right.
Now, Friday nights are hard because we usually have dinner with my in-laws, but
bring them. I'd like to see Jack at Cosmic Art Studio. He might dig it.
But also, we usually go to Jack and Gail's for dinner, and then we're done by 8 or 8:30, so we can pop out for a couple of drinks. So they do have some cool artwork. I don't know who does their art.
Well,
this looks like a 60s. Like a 60s band poster, right?
Well, you know that they have all kinds of artists in there.
Oh yeah,
So one of their.
it is the Cosmic Art Studio.
Yeah.
So Friday, September 30th is the Wonderland Shindig. They've got the White Rabbit there. Mojo Bozo's Electric Circus, Baba and Miss Cantaloupe. Friday, September 30th. It's $30 entry, $5 BYOB. I don't know what that means. They have a T-bar, flow performances, aerial silks, lounge balcony, 2 floors, 2 stages. It's pretty funky. I've seen a lot of the pictures. Like Bronwyn goes and she'll post a lot of pictures. I'm like, I gotta get there because that John looks really interesting.
Nice. Yeah, that looks like.
That's at High Street, 310 East High Street.
It's right next door to the former Pottstown Farmers Market. Now the
High Street Terminal.
Right. It's
and
right
what
next
was
door.
What is this building called? It's like Eagles.
It was a social club. I think it was the Eagles at one point in time.
It's cool. It's got a beautiful ballroom up there.
Yes, and it has that's worse too. Yeah.
Can Jam is this weekend.
No kidding.
Sly Fox Can Jam on the 24th. That's Saturday. I don't know who is playing. There's a band in the picture. I don't know who's there. They always have good bands, and they do it right. It's always a really nice event out there. Hopefully there's good weather for that. Saturday, October 1st. This is, I think, the last High Street car show, cruise night. Oh, it's just cruise night. Cruise the Boulevard.
Cruise.
Yep, Saturday, October 1st from 4 to 9. So there you go.
And who's Red Horse Motoring Club is sponsoring that?
So
I
that
believe?
is Pottstown Night Car Show. There's presented by Red Horse, and then they've got a bunch of sponsors listed down here.
They have their own Facebook page. I just brought it up, and I'm going to put a link up to it in the comments. Everyone
loves the cruising and the cars. Saturday, October 8th is a night at the races, and we'll talk about this with Joe next week. So this is the Foundation for Pottstown Education fundraiser, a night at the races Saturday, October 8th at the Carousel at Pottstown. Big hats and bow ties encouraged. It is $25 per person and BYOB. Hors d'oeuvres provided by the high school culinary art students, so you know that the food is going to be very, very good. Cash is preferred for betting and the wine pull at the event. So I think they're going to have betting where you can bet on the horses, like on the carousel. I think that's how that's going to work. But Joe's going to tell us all about that next week. Wolf Baldwin is very happy to sponsor that.
I'm a sponsor of that too. Excellent. I don't think I'm at the same level that you guys are, but I am a sponsor. I unfortunately will not be there that night. I had previously agreed to participate in a historical program at Peter Wentz Homestead, where I'm a volunteer.
That's very nice. Guide. Kind of going back to your roots, huh?
Yeah, and my buddy, my BFF, Mark Breyer, is a park ranger over there, and he is the coordinating the program. It's going to be called. Oh, geez, he's going to be mad at me for getting the name of the program. But anyway, we're going to be talking about the Revolutionary War and the Continental Army. And, they passed it this way. They passed this way.
Okay.
And it's about the travels and exploits and the battles and the trials and tribulations of the Continental Army while they were in Montgomery County.
That sounds really interesting.
From 1777 to 1778. I will be in a, hopefully, your next door neighbor is making me a new jacket.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm getting a little bit too old to do the soldier stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be...
You're going to be an elder?
Yeah, I'm going to be civilian. I'm actually going to be portraying a teamster. So somebody who drove wagons. Yeah.
Is that what they were called even back then?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they were called, teamsters.
Teamsters. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because they drove a team of horses?
That's right.
I just figured that out.
And a lot of Teamsters were African Americans. They were either free blacks or enslaved Africans. That was a very common job for slaves and free black men to be Teamsters.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing your outfit.
So I'll miss the October 8th day at the races, but have a good time.
Yeah. Well, that's what I got.
Nice. That brings us like
so much stuff. I know.
Yeah. Kim Yada Lewis is saying that she's going to be providing us with some information about things that are going on in the YWCA.
Great.
I would also like to say to Kim Yada, if you are involved in the YWCA, we would love to have somebody from the YWCA come in and sit down with us and tell us about all the things that they have going on there. So that is out there.
Yep.
You can contact me at mattgreen@glocker.com. You can also contact us at pottstownreports@gmail.com.
Or message Matt or message me or send a smoke signal or whatever. Carrier pigeon.
Yeah, but mattgreen@glocker.com if you want to get right to me. And then we can get your information and set up a day for you to come in and talk about all the great stuff that the YWCA does here in Pottstown.
Great. Joe Rusevich is going to run and watch the Stillers. He's a big Stillers fan. Yes.
I will be looking forward to hearing from you then. She's definitely interested.
Great.
All right. Yeah. And that brings us to some of my final announcements. Don't forget that this show is nothing without class participation.
Zilch.
We love all the comments that we got today. We love the likes. We love the shares. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you want to critique the show and something that we're doing, something you think we can do better or something that we screwed up, I have been contacted.
We will take it under advisement. Well, one time, remember when I talked about the Ricketts Center and I accidentally said the wrong name? Yes.
And Mr. Brown got very, very upset with me. So I corrected the record.
We're not too proud to admit that when we're wrong.
I made a mistake.
Absolutely.
I flapped my gums too hard and I said the wrong name.
It was an innocent mistake.
It was.
We
weren't doing it on purpose.
Yes.
But if you have things of those natures, questions, comments, critique, please email us at pottstownreports@gmail.com and we will address them as best we can. I've also gotten questions that I've had to forward along to other people who are better suited to answer them.
Right. And if you have news that you want to share, I mean, I would very much like to say thank you to Jamie Sanchez, who puts together the Pottstown PA events page, because I pull a lot of information from there. It's all kind of compiled. So Rebecca Sullenberger, thanks for tuning in. She says they love the YWCA. They do amazing things in our community. Our daughter participates in the Youth Empowerment Program, and it is awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much, Rebecca, for tuning in and for letting us know that you love the YWCA. And I'm looking forward to looking at your new grill. that you're just
Oh,
putting
that's
together.
right. I just saw that on Facebook. They got a
New grill.
Is that a gas grill or a pellet grill? What kind
Tell
of
us
grill
about
is
that grill.
We love talking about grills on Porchcast Pottstown.
I'm going to grill up a steak when we're done with the show.
Yeah. Elizabeth Harper is saying that Jamie does so much to promote local goings on.
She does. She is my major source of news culling. She puts it all nice, distills it into one spot for me. And on the Pottstown Revitalization page, she and Chris Drucker do a really good job putting stuff up there.
I feel like we've had them. She came on with Pottstown Community Action, correct? That was Jamie and Tamara.
I don't remember.
I think it was.
I remember Tamara being on, but I'm not sure if I.
That was the last. That was the straw that broke the camel's back with our old technology. Remember that?
No.
I kept having a problem.
Maybe I blocked it out.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Yeah.
But we owe them another show too, so we'll have to get those folks back on. It's
all
a
right.
pellet smoker.
Rebecca says it's a pellet smoker.
Nice. You're going to love that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Traeger. Theirs is a different brand, but I've had a Traeger now for multiple years, and you are going to love it. There's so much cool stuff you can do with that pellet smoker.
All right. Enjoy. We look forward to seeing the meat.
Sue Repko, happy to see Porchcast for the first time in a while. It's exciting and a comfort to hear all the cool, fun stuff going on in her hometown.
Thank you for tuning in. Sue lives in Maine now, but her heart is in Pottstown. Ooh, we got some new merchandise, some new Pottstown-centric merchandise.
Oh, I saw that.
Where did you see it?
You're flying the flag on the front of your house.
Not ready to reveal yet.
Oh, okay.
Not ready to reveal yet. But she says a Pit Boss they upgraded to a Rec Tech. I'm going to assume that you know what that means.
I do. Pit Boss is a brand.
Got it.
And Rec Tech's a little bit higher grade.
Got it. Very nice. Congratulations. Thank you for tuning in, Kimieta. TCN, Tri-County Community Network, has a big event every October called the Amazing Raise, where they encourage the nonprofits in the area to participate in this program, and there are matching funds available. So money raised during the Amazing Raise event has the opportunity to go further because there are matches available. So we are doing a big merchandise fundraiser for Pottstown Go Forth, and we have some new Pottstown-centric merchandise available, and we're going to unveil that in the next couple of days. And then everything we sell during October is available for that matching money that's available. Sue, I did not know that you were back in New Jersey. That's great.
That's awesome.
You can pop by.
And I put a link up to Sue Repko's website. She is an accomplished published author and has written a history book about Pottstown. So if you want to find...
She wrote Legendary Locals, right?
Yes.
In which my father-in-law, I believe, is in there.
Yeah. So if you want to learn more about Sue and maybe purchase one of her books or purchase the book that she wrote about Pottstown, go to her website.
Yes. Excellent.
All right. My back is killing me. I'm struggling over here.
Yes. All right. We need to get you a stand-up desk.
Yeah. Yes, we do. We need to figure that out.
All right. So tune in next week with Joe Rasevich, where I would encourage, since Joe is off watching the Steelers now and maybe not listening, I will encourage everyone to come on and give Joe a hard time.
Yes.
We'd like to do that.
Joe has a great sense of humor.
He does.
And he will take it on the chin.
Yes.
However, if you are going to tangle with him, be prepared.
Do not dish out what you cannot take back.
Because he's good.
Yes.
So don't mess with Joe.
Yes.
And cry later.
No.
If you're a crier,
but he also is just a really
nice
great guy and does a lot of really incredible things that the Foundation for Pottstown Education, benefits our kids in the district so much. And they provide so much that the district is not able to due to funding shortages. And it's an organization that I really am proud and happy to support.
Right on.
Yep.
All right. It's 7:00. I'm going to start breaking it down.
Have a great weekend. Have fun doing all the stuff.
Yes. My name is Matt Green. I am your local real estate expert. Please call me when you are interested in selling or buying residential and commercial real estate in Pottstown and the surrounding communities. That would be Montgomery, Chester, and Berks counties. I actually have a house under contract up in Pottsville.
Wow.
So depending on where,
Schuylkill County?
yes, Schuylkill County. So depending on what you want to do, I'll actually go a little bit outside of the area too.
He'll sell that, John.
I'll sell that, John. Give me a call. If you got one of these postcards that says we're going to buy your home for cash.
Yeah, we just got one.
If you're interested in doing that, feel free to get a quote from those people, but then call me because I'm going to beat that quote.
Yeah.
I guarantee you I can get you more money for that house.
Yeah.
Give me a call. I'll help you out.
Hey, can I just say one other thing about Scotland?
Yes.
So they say use there.
Do they?
What do you want?
What do you want? Nice.
We were like,
you felt like you were home.
What? Yes.
Sweet.
Use.
You should have hit him with a yins.
Yeah. That was the first time we heard it was on the ferry going over to Isla, and that's when the girl almost kicked Levi overboard for asking for ice.
Oh.
So she was like, use, get off the boat. All right, go ahead, proceed.
Yes, I'm proceeding on to the fact that Amy Wolf is the lovely co-host of Porchcast Pottstown. She's also the business manager at Wolf Baldwin and Associates, bringing you fine legal service in the borough of Pottstown and the surrounding areas since 1973.
Going on 50 years.
Of fine legal service.
Yeah.
Call up the folks at Wolf Baldwin Associates if you need help. Remember that Levi Wolf is your workman's compensation expert.
Specialist.
Certified by the courts.
Yes, certified specialist.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, guys. We are Porchcast. Let's talk.
See you next week.